Hey, 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 this is the boat doctor here in beautiful 2750 Ultra Cab. Beautiful boat. This must be, you got the life ring up there. There's one. You got two, you got three. Probably got 5 chambers in this boat, actually. Does take gas a little slow, I notice. I'm gonna try this again. Keeps kicking it off. I'm gonna put 60 gallons. Now it says stop. I got 40 gallons in here. Son of a gun. I got to restart it again. Stop. Huh. See, how do you like them apples? I sit here. So now I got to put my card back in. Oh well, I'll do that later. It's always something. Hey, anyway, he's got his rear speakers, rear deck light, rocker launchers. He got an electric crab dab. It came out nice. He's gonna get a trailer. I think he's getting another trailer with a longer reach put on it. For some reason, they came out with a short when it should have been a 10-11 footer. But they're doing that when I run this out. So trailers, not this trailer, so I won't go into the trailer. Brake fluid was low, but I filled that. Inspection cap, so if you do put a bow mount up there, it's already there. You got your tilt down anchor system that goes like this, which is good. The delta anchor, again, that's good with the ring on it. Cleats up there, heavy duty welded bow rails, strakes. That's the anchor drain right there. Wipers, forward leaning windshield. Nice light, and the windows are kind of neat. They did that for a reason. The smaller windows, and then you got your curve around there, so you can run out when it's raining or it gets rough, and you don't get near the wind and water coming in. It does have the skylight moonroof up top, big gutter system for the walk around. Now on this one here, just a heads up, I'm going to tell you about it. I'd run it basically until it came off. It's hard to get around these welds, but you'll notice it's kind of wavy right in here. Maybe heat will straighten that out through time, so I'd wait. If not, they didn't set it right, because you got some more right here. So what I would do, and these will punch out no matter what because of the weld. Good welds on that. So I'd run it like this personally until maybe you rubbed it and maybe you chewed it up or you tore it off. Then hey, we know about it, then we can just send you a new one and replace it. Kicker bracket. That's all the trim tabs you need. You don't need them big gonky suckers, just that narrow, about that wide, because these boats don't need much to balance them out. And what we did is we took these are new props. You can see a little bit of that stuff will come off, that little bit of rust. But now on the inline 4-cylinders, like these are the 200, great motors to go with, by the way, because they got the variable camshaft timing, so they got the RPM kicks in at 2200 versus like 44, 4800, 4600. So you got good low end, mid range, high end. Now I'm going to do something different. Now just so you know, stainless, they are a little harder on your gear case, just so you know. That's why I say V6 is not an issue, because they got the bigger gear case, 4.2s, 3.6s, and so on. They do vibrate a little bit more than aluminum, just so you know. They do have vibra stops on them. But this boat, we normally would put a 15 by 15. This is the left hand, this is the right hand. So on these you can run the Reliance series. Now on the V6s, I would highly recommend going to the Saltwater 2 series props. You can tell on Yamaha they're a lot thicker, they got a better cut to them. But what I did is went to a 14 by 17 on here. Now that's how I used to, way back, I ran all mine was a 14 diameter, V6 is 15 diameter. But they've been running 15 diameters by 15s on the 150s, 200s, and so on. But I really, to be honest with you, I put these 14 17s on here for a reason, because the 14 by 17 and the 15 by 15 is actually the same RPM and pitch. They're going to equal out the same. The only difference is, I think the 14 and 17 is what I'm going to find out, is if you're going to have more power and top speed. If you know, with these instead of the 15 by 15, because it's a big, heavier prop, so that could be slowing you down a little bit. So if not, we do have 15 by 15s on another boat, but I wanted to try these. And you got a left and a right, and you got total saltwater protected. You got internal zincs every cylinder on the head. You got zincs there, you got zinc down below. you got this little area right here, and what that is like, say your battery went dead or something and your motors were down, you can turn that flathead, and you can just lift the motor. Don't try to force it, just put pressure until it goes up. It gets up there, put it on these if you can, but I don't think you can because it's going to hit this. So I imagine we put trim limiters so these things won't hit the back and damage your hood. And then you lock that up and your motors will stay there. You got your drain plugs. So you got one there, one there, one there. So there's 3, 4, 5 right there. So these ones on the outside, 6, that's for your deck right here. So then these down here should all be dry except for, I believe, this one right down here, because that's that center, if you want to drain that center fish box. And he did the right thing, because if it ever goes to autopilot, he went through the dual hydraulic rams, because you're trying to, you know, it works, but you're just putting a lot of work on your autopilot if you go one ram, because then you're pushing 2 motors and a kicker off of 1 cylinder, okay? And it's a 2022, there's a gas vent, crab valve will work good, big drain again, beautiful boat. So then we'll get up inside. Right here, there's your off-on switch. No, they didn't do the flip up. This actually is the smoothest part of the boat to sit in for ride. There's your door, and your fuel lines are back here. Did a good job rigging that. There's your bait box. Back there's your water shut-off valve for your bait tank, and this, your wash down. There's your hose, there's your fill. And oh, it did a good job there. And you got your lights, I'll show you those. Okay, then this, you got to remember, the outside plug will work, but this plug right here, this, you got to switch for this to pump this out. But if you want to not run your pump, run, just when you get back, pull that center drain plug, then pull this one, and then you'll just drain out the back. Now, all the way up in the front, if you get water there, I'll show you the plug. You undo it, then it goes into here. You undo that plug, it goes into here. Then you can either suck it all out or you can pull that plug. So if you wash that out, you'd want that water to come into here, because this is where it's going to drain it out. You got your walk around here with lights. He did it right with Ice Tech coolers. Take them out, you got all that room. And I can get through here. This comes out, push that, and that drops this. And what does he got here? I better keep that, that's a tool. Better hang on to that. Then you got extra fuses, fusion stereo, your light. It's got an SOS light on here too. Unless I turn the battery switches off. Yes, he did. Okay, that was set correctly. You got all your deck lights. I'm going to go ahead and turn this switch back on. That's how you shut your bait tank off, right here. And that's your wash down one over there, so if you have a leak you can shut it off. And you got auto bilge pumps back there. That's for your Maxwell winch. Then you turn this, but it ain't gonna work unless I turn this on. I'm gonna turn it all the way to the yellow. Normally you don't. That works. Then we'll come in here. Now, this is up to you. This came from factory this way. Okay, your trim for your main motors. And it does have a trim limiter. See, you go up here and it don't go any farther. Now your trim switch is here. Now that's all up to you. If it's not a big deal, most of the time it's over here, but for the factory they did it that way for some reason. I don't know if custom order or not. But anyway, in here pops that thing in neutral, so you can just rev it up. Fuel injected motors, you really don't need to do that anyway. And then independent trim on your motors right here. Key switches, windlass works. You got your trim tabs, and then you got your tuna tubes. You don't have, okay, washers. That's underneath here. You got a washer bottle that you fill with water and Rain-X, and you hit it and it'll stream out like a car. And then you got your waste pump. That's that pump back there. And then of course this has got, if you pull that up, there's a plug that goes into there, which I'll show you. That's a bay tank, deck force works, bilge pump works, wiper works, lights, see the blue lights, see these lights, speakers. Oh, I do got to write a note on that. Stereo's up here, that here, you just have to push that button. Lights there, and if I go like that, you'll see here pretty quick. I don't know why you got those there. Okay, so those extra plugs, see the lights there? This plug here, and then you, way up there, you got to plug this up underneath there. So that plug goes, this plug goes into here, then you can pump it out, or if you're on dry land, you can pop it up that way. So when you're at home, if it's outside, you're probably not going to have water in here, so I would take that plug out in there and take that back plug out. That way you don't have to worry about your water filling up in there and full of water, and as well as those outside plugs. You got one there and one over there on the very outside. That way your bilge pumps ain't kicking off and on, off and on. They'll just drain. Now if you want to use your pump to pump it out, you can too, that's fine. And then you got your lights up underneath there, lights up underneath here, lights here, lights up there. Very nice boat. Yeah, you'll love it. And evidently he's doing his own electronics. Hope he's going Garmin, but something tells me he's gonna go Ray Marine. But that's okay. You know, that's the thing. iPhones and Android. Some people like iPhones, some people like Android. And I hate to tell you, but I'm an Android guy. They're more functional. You can do more.